They delivered a platform companies didn't yet know they couldn't live without. As the cloud evolves to AI and machine learning, can Salesforce stay at the vanguard of the data revolution they helped create?
If you're going to come out to San Francisco to talk about the impact of technology, you need to start with the person who founded a company that encompasses every single important tech trend, from social to mobile, cloud, artificial intelligence, and machine learning. I'm talking about Marc Benioff, the chairman, CEO, and co-founder of Salesforce.com. Now, we usually speak with Marc right after Salesforce reports, but this moment right now is what's called the quiet period, meaning that Marc can't address questions specifically about his company. But he's involved in so many big issues facing technology and the role of the corporation in modern society that his vision has become gospel for many, and his views resonate far beyond Salesforce and Silicon Valley. So I say, Marc, welcome back to Mad Money and our Best in America.
Well, Jim,
Define the Future series.
Welcome to San Francisco.
Thank you.
We love having you here.
Well, since I saw you last, you met with the president. I'd like to know what your message was, and I'd like to know what the message he gave you was.
Well, you know, of course, I had the opportunity to go visit the White House, and I'm very interested in workforce development. I really think we have to be ready to develop a new workforce in our country, get ready to build millions of new jobs. And so I brought him an idea, which was a 5 million apprenticeship moonshot. The idea is that companies like ours and companies all over the country can bring in apprentices and use them to retrain this incredible new workforce that we so badly need in our country. And he got excited about that. He actually said, let's do this 5 million.
Well, I was on The Apprentice, and I know that's something he cares passionately about, but Chancellor Merkel was there, too. Is that something that they do better than we do?
Oh, they do it far better. In fact, one of the reasons Germany and also Switzerland have such low unemployment rates is very sophisticated and mature apprenticeship programs. Even their ability to bring in refugees and integrate them into society is done through apprenticeship programs. We do that ourselves in Germany. So you can see that companies can have a tremendous role in developing the workforce.
Now, do you need gigantic gross domestic product growth in order to get to that 5 million number?
Well, we're working on that kind of GDP growth ourselves. That's what we call our Salesforce economy. We see, you know, we're trying to create millions of new jobs because so many of those new jobs, in fact, 2 out of the top 10 jobs in the United States that are the best paying jobs are Salesforce administrators and Salesforce developers. And so we're trying to create a $400 billion Salesforce GDP. And the power of that, Jim, is very simple, which is millions of new jobs.
Well, I thought it was very interesting. I read a piece about a fellow, Zach Otero, and this kind of defines...
That's exciting. That's an amazing story.
I want you to tell it, because for every one person who understands what you're about to tell me, there's 5 who say technology just wipes out jobs, so I wish it would just move back and not be so progressive.
Well, this is something that I'm really fixated on, which is we've built this incredible new service called Trailhead. You can see it at trailhead.com, and you're interested in a new job, you want to build new skills, you want to have one of the top paying jobs in the country, you go to Trailhead, you get trained on Salesforce. We build a one-on-one relationship with you. We make sure you have those skills. We certify you, badge you, and introduce you to those employers that are using Salesforce. That's very exciting.
Is that scalable? And did you tell the president about that? I know that the president, Gary Cohn, I know for a long time, he's deeply concerned that technology could hurt jobs. Obviously doesn't necessarily think that, but I want to know how commonplace the Zach stories are.
Well, technology is a continuum. It's constantly getting lower cost and easier to use, and you see that. And that's true with our company. We're rolling this product into so many companies, hundreds of thousands of companies all over the world. How do we bring in all the jobs behind it? Salesforce is only successful inside one of our customers if there are Salesforce administrators and Salesforce developers. And of course, there's going to be the Accentures and the Deloittes and the systems integrators. Right. But what you really want is all these great entrepreneurs and developers and people who are looking to move from being a factory worker, like Zach. He was a factory worker.
Right. And no college.
And then he retrained himself using the technology. And I just heard about this great story of a minister in Australia, did the same thing, was tired of being a minister, wanted a different job, trained himself on Trailhead, and is now with one of our customers. And this idea that we can take hundreds of thousands, which we've done so far, and scale it to millions and move them into a new workforce, this is really critical because Salesforce is a platform.
Right.
That means you can build and create and extend and grow and do all these incredible things.
Now, speaking of Salesforce, the actual physical construct, when I came in the airport, driving up, I crashed, and suddenly I see a building that stands head and shoulders above others. It's the Salesforce building. Is there more significance to it beyond the height?
Well, when I was growing up here in San Francisco, and I'm a fourth-generation San Franciscan, the buildings that were coming up were the Transamerica Pyramid and Bank of America Tower, and those were the companies that we were excited about here.
True. Transamerica, I remember went up. I had to come out and see it.
Now, when I'm talking to kids, that were my age, growing up in the city, they're all talking to me about Salesforce Tower, and it's kind of inspiring, honestly. Of course, it's the tallest building here in San Francisco. It's going to be 62 floors. Very exciting. Hopefully, we're going to get you up there.
Of course. Now, they're worried about hubris at all when you're the tallest?
Well, I think that's just a kind of an amazing. I'll have to tell you the story. When they first brought me the tower idea, which was maybe about 6 or 7 years ago, it was going to be another 20 stories.
Oh, all right. Well, that
and when I saw it, I was like, I can't do that. I can't do that. Then they redesigned it, re-engineered it, brought it back. It's not quite as tall as it was, and I'm like, this is a lot better for us.
All right, now I want to talk about something that you have schooled me on, but I'm getting concerned about, and it is artificial intelligence. I happened to, with another company, seen some robots, and one of the person who was with me said, you know what, this robot actually figured out as an arm that coffee could be too hot for the person who's drinking it. And we didn't program it like that. And I said, well, that's not possible because is it thinking faster than we are? And they said, well, we didn't expect it, but yes. Now, when I hear that, what's our role? If they can think, what do we do as people?
Well, artificial intelligence is a technology. Deep learning is part of it. Machine intelligence is part of it. Machine learning is part of it. And you're right, it's advancing at record levels. We've never seen it go as fast as it is. It might be too fast. It might be just right. The reality is, I think it's important for everybody to understand what is happening, okay, and where it potentially could go. We've all seen the Terminator movie.
Right, that's what I'm thinking, of course. It's
but actually, there's a lot of things we can do with artificial intelligence today to make our businesses much better.
Okay.
Every salesperson wants to be a salesperson that's guided and advanced to the right customer and the right prospect. Every marketer wants to build a one-on-one relationship with their customer. Every customer service person wants to be able to provide the best solution to that customer service in need. Okay. And the reality is that right now where the technology is going to make sure that you get a much better answer and make you a better person. That's going to be true across industries. Even you look at the medical technology industry, it's going to help radiologists become better radiologists. And of course, look, this technology is going to need guardrails. But just coming back for a second, workforce development. This is one of the reasons why I felt I had to go to the White House, participate in a workforce development panel, because we've got to make sure we have job retraining in place, and let's create millions of new jobs using apprenticeships.
Well, let me ask one last question about that. A lot of people felt during the first 100 days there would be some sort of war against technology, that the president would come after it. You told me to be open-minded, that maybe you could get growth, and growth's good for everyone. Right. Why didn't it happen? I mean, to me, it seems like Pacem in terris. It seems like there's a reach out by the president to technologists, and people like you are embracing.
Well, I think that, look, one thing I've noticed is that administrations have changed. I've worked with 3 of them, but my values don't change. Who I am, I'm going to be the same person. I'm going to give the same ideas, which is make sure we have business as a platform for change. Let's continue to keep our focus on our public schools. Nothing is more important, certainly during these times of artificial intelligence, than our public education. Our K-12 schools are mission critical. And as it continues to grow and evolve, I think you and I know this is going to be critical, that we are constantly training and retraining and creating these next generation jobs.
Well, it's a message of hope, and I know that is not unusual for you, and it's also been based in fact, which I think is what really matters. That's Marc Benioff, the chairman, CEO of Salesforce. Mad Money is back after the break. Booyah! Jim Cramer here from Mad Money. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube. Click here to subscribe and get the jump on my exclusives with CEOs, plus market news, investing advice, and a whole lot more.